Not every My 600-Pound Life story ends with an amazing transformation. Some fought like hell, stalled, got sick, or ran out of time, and some ended in ways so shocking you almost cannot believe they were real, like flatlining on the operating table, dying just hours after posting a suspicious goodbye,
She's very close to die.
or collapsing right after hitting a huge milestone. These are not scripted twists, they really happened. And Dr. Now kept warning these patients over and over that their time was running out, but not everyone listened. What followed were heartbreaking moments no fan of the show can forget. Number 19. Henry Foots. Henry was one of the very first patients ever shown on My 600-Pound Life. At over 700 pounds, he was fighting to stay alive. His motivation was that he wanted to show up at his high school reunion looking like a different man. And shockingly, he did it. After multiple surgeries and years of discipline, Henry shed nearly 450 pounds. But his story took a terrifying twist mid-journey. During skin removal surgery, Henry flatlined. His heart literally stopped on the operating table. Doctors revived him, and Henry later admitted he saw the light but decided he wasn't ready to go. That chilling moment turned his episode into one of the most unforgettable in TLC history. He lived long enough to attend that reunion and even found love, but by 2013, Henry was gone, dead at 54 from an illness unrelated to his weight. Fans still talk about him as the gentleman who proved dramatic change was possible, only to become the first My 600-Pound Life star to die. Number 18. Ashley Randall. Ashley's journey was one of the most inspiring on this show. Starting at 617 pounds, she lost more than 360 pounds under Dr. Now's program, bringing her down to 253. That's not just a diet win, that's one of the biggest weight losses in the early seasons. Her episode showed how deeply personal the fight was. She faced family struggles, emotional battles, and more, but viewers fell in love with her determination. But life had other plans. In 2021, at just 40 years old, Ashley died after her body was overcome by sepsis and pneumonia. The news stunned longtime fans who still remembered her transformation. She proved that hard work could move mountains, yet her story also became a painful reminder that weight loss doesn't erase every health risk. Number 17. Laura Ann Perez. Laura came to the show in Season 3, weighing nearly 600 pounds. At one point, she relied on oxygen tanks and a wheelchair just to get around. That's how severe her condition had become. But under Dr. Now's guidance, Laura managed to lose more than 230 pounds, getting down into the 300s. What made Laura's story stand out was the light that came back into her life. She had a history of neglect and abuse, and viewers saw her slowly reclaim her self-worth. By the end of her time on the show, she was talking about her future, about starting a family and living a life she once thought was impossible. Fans loved her spirit. She seemed happier, more independent, and ready for the next chapter. That's why her death in 2021 at just 48 shocked everyone. The cause was never made public, but it didn't matter. Viewers mourned her because they had watched her fight to believe in herself again. Number 16. Sean Milliken. Sean's case was extreme even by My 600-Pound Life standards. At more than 900 pounds, he was one of the heaviest patients to ever appear. His mother, Renee, was his caretaker, and their bond was the emotional backbone of his story. With surgery and sheer effort, Sean managed to lose over 400 pounds. By the end of his updates, he was down to around 550, but life kept throwing him devastating blows. In 2017, his mother died suddenly. That loss crushed him. He spiraled into grief, regaining more than 150 pounds. As if that weren't enough, his apartment later flooded during Hurricane Harvey. Sean tried to keep going, but his body gave out. In 2019, an infection led to cardiac arrest. Doctors revived him once, but his heart stopped again soon after. He was only 29. Number 15. Dottie Perkins. Dottie's time on the show was filled with raw heartbreak. She arrived in Season 4 weighing over 640 pounds. She was desperate to live for her 2 children. She made progress under Dr. Now, even dropping over 100 pounds at one point. But during filming, her oldest son Daniel passed away due to health complications. The grief nearly destroyed her progress. Yet somehow she pushed forward. In later years, Dottie faced more health problems and became bedridden. She even joined other cast members in lawsuits against the show. She accused producers of negligence, but those legal battles never overshadowed her love as a mother. And then she died recently in 2025 at 44. Tributes described her as someone who gave everything for her family, even when her own health was failing. Number 14, James King. James King's story was one of the hardest to watch. A father of 6, he weighed nearly 800 pounds when he joined the program, but instead of losing, he went in the opposite direction. By his follow-up episode, he had gained weight. He topped out at 840 pounds. Dr. Now was furious, and fans were too. James often ordered food from his hospital bed, with his wife and father enabling his habits. After 11 months and just 55 pounds lost, Dr. Now dismissed him from the program entirely. His body eventually gave up in 2020. He died at 49 from multiple organ failure. Left behind were his wife, 6 children, and an astonishing 19 grandchildren. Number 13, Robert Buchel. Robert's episode was unlike any other because his death came before it even aired. Starting at 842 pounds, he was bedridden in New Jersey, relying completely on his fiancée, Catherine. With Dr. Now's program, he lost more than 300 pounds and even had massive lymphedema growths removed. But behind the progress, Robert battled a serious painkiller addiction. After surgery, withdrawal consumed him. He begged for medication, grew depressed, and struggled emotionally. Just months into his journey, Robert died of a heart attack at 41 while cameras were still following him. Number 12, James L.B. Bonner. L.B. was one of the show's breakout stars. Charismatic, upbeat, and determined, he lost more than 300 pounds, dropping into the 200s after starting at 642. He became active, outgoing, and even went ziplining, something fans never thought they would see him do. But his struggles went deeper. Years before, he had lost a leg in a car accident which fueled depression and overeating. Though he turned his life around physically, he continued to battle demons inside. On social media, he built a huge following, encouraging others and sharing his new lifestyle. Yet his final Facebook post in 2018 read like a farewell. He thanked his supporters and wrote a line about facing his demons head-on. The next day, LB was found dead by suicide at just 30 years old. Number 11, Lisa Fleming. Lisa's episode was unforgettable, and not for reasons anyone would want. At over 700 pounds, she had been bedridden for years, trapped in the same bed where her own mother had died. When paramedics came to move her, it took 7 of them to lift her out of the house. The most shocking moment was when Lisa discovered maggots crawling in the folds of her skin. That horrifying image became one of the show's most infamous scenes. Lisa struggled with Dr. Now's plan and was dismissed after only modest progress, but after filming, she managed to undergo surgery and lose about 200 pounds, even standing on her own again. Sadly, she remained very ill. In 2018, she died at 50. Number 10, Renee Biren. Renee walked into season 6 with a bright laugh and 631 pounds on a body that was breaking down. She had been a plus-size model once. She even admitted she had been paid to eat on camera. Under Dr. Now's plan, she peeled off about 250 pounds and earned surgery approval. Viewers loved how she kept spirits up when most people would shut down. Then in 2019, Renee was hit with Guillain-Barré syndrome. It's a rare condition that turns your own immune system against your nerves. Pain, weakness, a wheelchair, then a nursing home. The weight loss slowed because survival took priority. Then in 2021, surrounded by family in Tennessee, she passed away at 56. Number 9, Kelly Mason. Kelly arrived in Houston with a file full of red flags. She had congestive heart failure, clots, a past pulmonary embolism, diabetes, and blood pressure issues. She still got up every day and did the work, dieting, hospital stays, and then the surgery. And somehow she lost around 324 pounds in under a year, drifting down near 400. But hearts that have carried too much weight for too long don't reset on command. Near the end of filming, Kelly died in her sleep from cardiac arrest one day before her 42nd birthday. Number 8, Destiny Lachey. Destiny was the first openly transgender cast member, and she didn't hide from hard topics. At 669 pounds, she said the part many never say on TV, the food muted the pain. She worked the program and dropped well over 200 pounds on camera, then kept going off camera. She lost more than 500. She bloomed in front of everyone, sharing makeup tips and used to crack jokes with Dr. Now. But mental health doesn't always move in the same direction as a scale. In the months before she died, Destiny used to post on Facebook, which made it seem like she was struggling with depression. In February 2022 at 30, her brother confirmed she had passed. The cause was never officially released. Number 7. Angela Gutierrez. Angela was a returner to the world of weight loss surgery. She had had a bypass years earlier, lost, then regained. On the show, she weighed 608. 2 kids. A mom doing the math on how long she could stay alive. The plan asked her to leave Ohio and fight in Houston. That distance swallowed her progress. Homesick and overwhelmed, Angela quit the program at 8 months. She promised she could handle it herself back home. Some viewers understood. Some were furious. She kept a low profile until March 2023 when a post about dangerously low oxygen levels sent up a flare. Days later, we got to know that she died at 49. No official cause was released. Number 6. Vianney Rodriguez. Vianney Arc is one of the show's purest love stories. She and her husband Alan moved to Houston together and did the work side by side. She started a little over 600, lost roughly 225, and got her surgery. Then something tragic happened. On the table, her heart stopped. The team stabilized her, tried again later, and it worked. From there, their lives opened up. She started walking more, laughing more, and even had a reproposal. It felt like the universe finally cut them a break. Years later, life cut back. Vianney battled COVID, then pneumonia, and the damage piled up. In November 2023, she died at 41. Number 5. Khaliesa McMillian. Khalisa's reasons to lose weight were clear. She had 4 daughters who needed a healthy mom. She had already lived through a heart attack and the death of her fiancé in a crash. Grief pushed her toward food, and fear pushed her toward Houston. She landed the surgery after cutting more than 140 pounds. On the show, she said she felt better than ever. Off camera, her body never fully recovered. By late summer 2020, she was in intensive care fighting for breath. In September, at 41, she died from surgery-related complications. Her episode eventually disappeared from streaming, maybe out of respect, maybe because some endings are too raw to replay. Number 4. Gina Krasley. Gina's weight was 606 when she started. Progress on the show was slow. She left Houston without surgery. Most people would vanish, but Gina didn't. Months later, she posted that she had lost over 300 pounds on her own. She created a TikTok wave, Dancing Has No Size Limit, and thousands joined. That spirit is what people remember. Then her body turned on her. She started having leg pain and numbness. She had cellulitis. Then, in August 2021, at just 30 years old, she died at home. Number 3. Larry Myers Jr. Larry knew how to entertain. He sang his way into season 10 with a humor that fans loved. He hovered in the high 600s when he met Dr. Now and worked his way down by triple digits. He slipped, admitted it, got back on track, and even had another procedure. Fans followed his cooking lives, his music, and his joy. 3 days after turning 49, he died of a heart attack at home. Number 2. Paul McNeil. Paul began at 757, stuck and scared. He put in a grinding year, dropped 116, and didn't qualify for surgery yet. It wasn't a TV-friendly burst. It was the kind of progress that takes discipline when nobody's watching. He kept going after the cameras left. He got engaged. He earned a job as a correctional officer, which would have been impossible at his old size. Then a morning drive to work ended in a crash. He was 37 at that time. Number 1. LaTonya Potton. LaTonya Potton was 532 pounds heavy when she appeared on the show. She worked but couldn't hold the line long enough to get surgery. Dr. Now was worried about her heart from day one. After the episode aired, strangers tore into her online. People were so harsh to her in the comments. LaTonya said the backlash pushed her into a deep depression. She avoided surgery. Her weight climbed to around 705. She became bedridden. She wrote that her heart wasn't working right and local doctors were out of options. She asked for help just to get to the care that could handle her size. In May 2025, at 40, she went into cardiac arrest and died. People apologized after the fact. They wish they had been kinder. LaTonya's story is a reminder that healing is hard enough without a crowd shouting while you climb. Have you watched the full episodes to see the shocking journeys of these patients? Let us know which story stayed with you the most in the comment section below, and if you want to hear more stories, make sure to subscribe to our channel.